And with that said, we are moving on to our final founder pitch of the night. Gustavo Figueroa is the founder of Dayout, and he will be our fourth pitcher and our final pitcher of the evening. Gustavo, as soon as you start, the time will begin and you will close us out. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Gustavo Figueroa, and I am the founder and CEO of Dayout. Dayout is a mobile app filled with content-rich layouts built for your calendar by real people. The problem that we are solving is that work was issued a calendar, but the rest of your life wasn't. 3 of the 5 hours spent after work are on a screen. 4,500 adults in the USA were asked their biggest regret, and 67% said it's the things they didn't do. Work gets scheduled, so work gets done. Everything else gets a feed that just gets scrolled on. Dayout fixes that. A creator you follow publishes a real plan, a workout, or possibly a fun thing to do. You buy it, and in 2 taps, it's on your calendar with videos and all the details attached. When the time comes, your phone notifies you, and everything you need to do the plan is in front and center, ready to go. And it's live today on iOS and Android. Creators create a plan, post it, and followers explore, buy, and schedule it. The thing is that creators are already posting the plans, workouts, trips, recipes, but the platforms they're making them on are for the scroll. They're not for people who actually are doing the content. Their goal is to keep you watching. Ours is to get you off the couch. Demand for the app is real. More than 270 signups at $5 each. But we learned something. Convincing an influencer to become a seller is hard, slow battle. They care more about views and likes than anything else. But luckily, real sellers do exist. Trainers, guides, instructors. And they're the ones who need this. So we're beginning to start recruiting these professionals in August. And here's how we'll do it. 1 city, Austin, Texas. 10 creators, first transactions in 30 days. We interview creators already selling on other platforms, remove the friction by building their first day out for them, and they sell to their own clients. Currently, there are 200 million content creators, 10 times as many a decade ago, and people are interested in these actionable types of content, but they're still selling it as static PDFs you download and never open. The plans exist, the way to live them doesn't. That's our $50 billion opening. 1 stream, 30% of net. No subscription, no listing fee. We only earn when the creator earns. And their 30% buys them traffic. They bring the plan, we bring another revenue stream. That takes us from 18,000 in year 1 to 2.2 million in year 3. My team of 16 and I built and launched this entire product before raising a single dollar. But now's the time to scale. We're raising $1.5 million to onboard 1,800 creators and reach $2.7 million in revenue with 28 months. The calendar was built for work. We're building the one for life. Every plan the creator makes, every workout, every trip is our market. Thank you.
Hi, Gustavo. I think this is a really interesting idea as someone who loves following my key creators and has to kind of figure out what they did and how they did it on their own. Let me ask you this. I feel like this market is booming right now, but there may be some competition in the market. Maybe it's just not as what makes you different? What makes it easier for consumers to use, and what makes it more exciting for the influencer to use?
Yeah, so we're honestly, we are really a calendar app. And that's what we've noticed is kind of the missing feature in all of these other contents. And a lot of it is like our competition is travel guides, stuff like that. But they don't have a way of bridging the gap. People have to buy it there still, and then they have to figure out, when am I going to do this? And that's the biggest gap there is between intent and action. Like, I intend to do this, but when and where am I going to do it? And we solve that problem by, in 2 clicks, you add it to your calendar.
Simple. Thank you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Gustavo. One quick question here. You talked about your team getting you to this point. How did your team come together? Like, how did you build that team, and why is this the team to make this happen?
Yeah, so originally I actually tried outsourcing a team, and I worked on that with an outsourced team for a year. And they had their own product manager, and it didn't go well. It ended up pretty rough, and I had to start from scratch. And there was a moment of like, am I going to do this, or am I just going to give up? And I went on actually Well-Found, previously AngelList, and I was able to find people who believed in the mission and have stuck around for the past 2 years. And my team is sourced between 4 continents, but everybody's extremely committed, and we've all been together for a really long time, and that's basically how.
Thank you.
Awesome. I love this idea, Gustavo. I think any app that's like making people go outdoors is probably going to be a very cool product, at least after the post-COVID situation. Everyone wants to go out. Austin's a great city to start this. Uh, what makes you think this is venture scalable? So you're raising 1.5 million. How do you plan to get to 10x, if not 100x, your revenue?
Yeah, so I mean, originally, we were trying to attack the globe all at once, and we realized, maybe we start to get a lot of people in, I don't know, in Paris, but then if you onboard in Los Angeles, there's nothing there for you. So our idea is to be able to start in Austin, move to another city, and then eventually word of mouth, it starts to compound, and then the social media movement. I think at a certain point, those people who don't want to onboard right now will then see the value in it, and then people start to share also their plans on social media, and then that also creates kind of a ripple effect. So we think right now is probably the hardest part, and then eventually this will eventually compound because we're outdating the PDFs, and I think that's a huge way people already do stuff, and they have their own personal websites. We're bringing a marketplace, more traffic. So we think there's a lot of advantages. There's a huge gap here, and we're going to fill it. And it's playing into social media where all of this lives. So yeah, I believe that's kind of out.
Thank you.
Great job, Gustavo. Thank you to our judges for your great questions throughout the night. We've officially heard all of our pitches, which means we are at the most bittersweet part of the night, which means we get to announce our winner, but our show is wrapping up. This was an incredible evening. I'm always so in awe after these pitches because it's so great to hear different people and visionaries that are